at a really good price. And until we can build up the finances, I'm not going to be doing much in the way of mulching, not weeding, mulching and the other thing, but rolling and stuff. Okay, you're good. So, 2 more trips to the store, and then once we've taken this second trip down there, I'll put what's available in the truck. We'll park it up for the night and then maybe go down the next morning. See what the weather's like. So I don't expect the weather to be awesome tomorrow. One thing I haven't done, I have noticed that the payment we get for the silage is going down. And I haven't checked to see if it's a better price at the other places. This happens to be the most convenient, good selling point. I could go to the BGA, but I don't own it, so it's not making me any benefit. And it doesn't pay out a environmental bonus. Oh, squeaky, squeaky. Somewhere here is the opening. Yes, indeed. I suppose we could check that now while we're tipping the stuff. Grass silage exports is $2.83. It's still better by $1 per 1,000 litres. I suppose if I got myself a forage trailer in place of this one, that would let me transport a lot. So things like that class, whatever it is, with the extensions, that's only 11,000. That would be a fair option, although it's similar size to this. I think if we're going to buy a bigger forage trailer, I should probably get a bigger forage trailer. Something like our forage loading wagon. Because right about now, I'm really not looking at carting grains. And the thing with with the forage trailer with the sides on, because we're playing with the mod that does the loads, whatever it is, the fill limit setting. You can't use the forage extensions when you're shipping grain, because most grain is the base. So that trailer that was up for sale is 20,000 litres with extensions up to whatever it was, 24.5. You can only really use the 24.5 load for forage. If you try and ship grains, your grains are going to max out weight at about 20,000 litres, so it is what it is. The only trailers I think that pretty much never have a weight problem are the half pipes, because they're just rigid. And it's why the half pipes tend to be more pricey than a trailer like the one we've got for a similar volume. It is 7 o'clock in the evening and pitch dark. Okay. That's pretty much as far as we get with that one. So yeah, if we jump to, where is it, trailers. See, that's 8,000, that's 12,000. That's also 12,000, but that's twice the price. So the question is, why would I buy that for 17,500, or why would I buy that for 36,000 when I can buy this one for half the price and ship just pretty much the same amount? And the reason is because I can probably get 12,000 litres of rocks in that trailer, where I can get 6,000 litres of rocks in that one. So that's where the benefit of the half pipe comes in, and why it's per litre more expensive. It's probably not the only reason, because there are other trailers we have access to, like the Roland trailers are scary expensive for what they are. But they are a good little trailer, and I'll buy one if it's unused. Because it is a good trailer, it's just frankly brand new overpriced. Yeah, it's like, should I buy a Ford or should I buy a Mercedes? Well, the Mercedes is going to cost me 3 times as much for the same size vehicle. It's probably going to be better than the Ford, but 3 times the value better than the Ford? No. But if I can buy a used Mercedes for a good, a reasonable price, then yeah, that might be a better option than buying the new Ford. And my dad did that with his motorbikes. He had a series of new motorbikes back when the British railway drivers were on strike every other month. And because there's like 3 or 4 rail workers unions, when one goes out, they're all out. So that's like painful when you have to take a train to go up to London. He just had enough at one point and just said, right, I'm getting a motorbike. The place I work has a small parking lot round the back. I can stick a motorbike in that, no big deal. And so free parking in London. Actually, free parking in London for motorcycles used to be a thing when I rode mine. And I don't have to put up with train drivers every other month. So he bought himself, I think he started off with a Honda. Then he got a Suzuki. Then he got a Kawasaki. And the fourth one he got was a BMW. Well, the first 3 he got from new. Brand new bikes. And he said he kept them for about 3 years before he traded it in. And they were used. Yeah, they weren't really well treated for weather at that time. So they looked old. There were rust spots on them and everything, and he said, I mean, it wasn't it wasn't a problem, it just wasn't ideal. And he bought the BMW, and he said, I couldn't afford a brand new BMW, so I bought a used one. And it looked, in good condition. And he said he took that one back 5 years later to get another new one, or another BMW. And he said he took it back and it looked the same as he'd bought it. You know, there were no rust spots. The paint was sort of slightly showing its age, but you know, it was obvious it's not a shiny new bike, but it wasn't. It wasn't degraded paintwork. It was just, you know, this bike's been ridden, and so it's not showroom shiny. And he said, you know, and that was the difference. And he, you know, since then he's only ridden BMWs, all used. But he said, you know, the thing is the Germans build their bikes to survive a European winter. And back in the 70s and early 80s, the Japanese did not. They didn't even do it for their cars. So, unless you live in places like Arizona or New Mexico, you're probably not going to see a 1980s Honda driving around, or Toyota driving around. I mean, if you live in places like Louisiana or Florida, then most of the Hondas from the 1980s and Toyotas from the 1980s are going to be a small pile of rust at the side of the road. Now, that's not to say that the Japanese didn't figure out that, well, if we want people to keep buying our cars, yes, they're cheaper than everybody else's, but maybe if we made them cosmetically survive longer, people would be more inclined to buy them. And I think that bore out. So they're definitely a better buy these days than they used to be. Okay, I'll take this back to the yard. I'll top off, we'll pull the cover over, and we'll take a nap, see what October 3 brings. Now, we only have to pay interest on our loans on the first day of the month, so nothing going to happen right now. I could buy a thing, but I'm inclined not to buy a thing right away. Oh, and here's our turn. Dark. Of course, I parked the Kubota in the thing, so it's not acting like a beacon for us. Although the light does bleed out the side a little bit. Okay. So we will grab the last of this. There's only 1,400 litres left after this bucket. So that's another silage bunker emptied. And I can now mow the other grass field. Oops. There we go, bunker silo is empty, yay. Magic. And I think put this away in its current state. Oh, if I can find the garage. Okay, not there. That's fine. What's that? Oh, that's the flatbed. The flatbed does not need to be in the workshop anymore. And I put it in there because we had the fertilizer on it. Well, now we're done with fertilizing and we've got the big silo out the side. I don't really need that anymore, or I don't need that there anymore. Let's turn the flashlight on. Okay, I am going to drop the time lapse down to ×1. Briefly, I'm going to take a quick break while we sleep. Then we'll check things up in the morning. It is morning. October 3, and what's for sale? So that thing's still for sale. And that carries a lot more stuff. It does not carry maize silage or maize or grass silage. It does carry whole crop silage. Anyway, the Zeta's still available and too small. That's still available. Okay, new stuff. A 4-meter cultivator. Big giant. Oh, now. Big orange tractor. And what's that? A cedar. Ah, a cedar. It's not a direct drill. So it would need a thing, cultivator. There is a round baler without a wrapper, this thing, which is a hoe, a Valtra. I already have one of these. That's still the 230 horsepower. M7, which is the orange tractor I should have bought, does not have a front loader, has a 128 horsepower, cost me another 20,000 for that, and I would need to buy that and replace the front loader arms if I was to trade it for the small one. What is that? That is a disc harrow. It is 3 meters wide, and there's a small 6M, 140 horsepower. This one has... It's not very expensive to put a bigger engine in it. Anyway, standard, no front loader, no Isaria Pro, and that's it. But 63,000. It's 18 months old with 16 hours on it. Okay, so disc harrow, cultivator. Yeah, sadly the bigger cultivator's now gone. That one's 4 meters. I still need something to deal with the thing. Okay, let's look at silage prices for a start. Then we'll move on from there. Exports is back up to 288, so I guess I could run down with that. I'll then attach that, and we'll drive out to the cornfield and see if that removes the need to plough. If it removes the need to plough, then I don't have a worry on that. Otherwise, I am going to need a cultivator, and I'm going to need a seeder, and I might seed that corn field with grass as a cover crop for the winter. Back in the oh, is there a patch lately? That was a huge delay in switchover. Whoa! And I missed that turn entirely. Alrighty. Thinking if I leave the colour of cover on this trailer, we can leave it outside. No big deal. We are up to 94,000 money. That's good enough, I think, for now. Okay, there needs to be some decisions made. As I said, I think We'll take the field subsoiler out, or the grassland subsoiler out, to the field that had corn in it, and see if we can eliminate the need to plough, which will then stop us getting a penalty for not ploughing. If we can't, I'm going to throw some grass in there and then run the subsoiler out there, because that will eliminate the need to plough on a grass field. And it'll give us a boost to grass cut in spring before corn planting season. Okay. I will leave this here for now. Well, it's not a bad trailer because we did pick it up second hand, so it's kind of a good thing. And I completely messed that up. So, grassland subsoiler. Does it work on not grassland? No. Yes, front work lights. How about rear work lights? Let's go like a Christmas tree. It is a bit of a drive over here. I think it's going to be worthwhile. We'll go and pick up any equipment I do decide we need with this. Okay. Lower that and drive. And that does not appear to be doing much in the way of anything.